For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Chris Richardson Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, you guys get a big win right before the new year against Franciscan University. Talk about that game and kind of the momentum it gives you heading into 2024.
Yeah, kind of a lull in the schedule there, so able to plug Franciscan in. It's a good game for both programs, short distance for them to travel down, and they can work on some things and we can work on some things. And I think, as I said, going into that game, all the players and coaches on each team would rather play a game that day than practice. So did what we had to do to get the win, and we're able to work on some things and execute some things, and, learned a lot from the film from it. So overall, it was a good day. We had a good good post-Christmas practice Franciscan game and then more practice stretch, but now we're ready to dive back into Mountain East play.
And over this last couple stretch, your offense has been going really well, averaging over 90 points a game over the last 5 games. What's been clicking for you guys that have allowed you to have so much success?
I think one thing this team has really bought into, and hopefully I don't jinx this going back into Mountain East play, but I think we've really started understanding the value of shot selection. Bad shots can get you beat real quick. They hurt your offense, but they also hurt your defense because they put your defense in a really difficult position. So we've played more together over the last 6 weeks or so, and we've shared the ball more, but we've also taken better shots, and that's put our offense in a position to be more efficient, score more points, but also put our defense in a position where we're not constantly in disadvantage mode. So we got to continue to take good shots and continue to refine shot selection and what is a good shot for our team and the individuals on it. And that'll help us on both ends of the court.
And in that game against Franciscan, a milestone moment for Marcus Johnson, gets the 1,000th point of his entire collegiate career, still working on the Wheeling number. Talk about what that kind of meant for him to reach that mark.
Yeah, typical Marcus, you say something to him about it, he just kind of smiles and laughs and shakes his head. He for a player who has the production that he has, he's very humble. He's been so productive, but I think what people probably don't see is just what a great teammate he is. He's always in the gym, but he's never in the gym by himself. He's always bringing teammates to the gym with him. He's a great presence in the locker room. He's an unbelievable student. He's just a whole package, and he's a joy to coach and a joy to play with. And happy for him to get those individual accomplishments. But I know the most important thing to him is to get some more wins, and so that's what we're going to try to do.
And you've mentioned since the new year, you guys have had about a week worth of practice to prepare for this game. What have you been working on during this time to kind of get ready for this MEC play?
Yeah, so when you've got a 10-day break like that, I think there's a couple ways you can look at it. You can go out and do the same thing every single day, or you can try to mix it up a little bit and really target some certain areas to improve at, each day. And so that's kind of what we did was the latter. We got a lot of work in the gym on fundamentals, skill work. That also gives our graduate assistant coaches a lot of time with the players and on the court and working to help them get better. And so, we want to be a program that's rooted in development. And so development was the key hallmark at that time. Got a lot of player development in on the court, but we were also, like I said, able to target some specific areas on both ends of the court that we need to get better at if we're going to win a lot of games in the Mountain East. So we did that. We were able to get out and recruit some as a coaching staff. We spent a lot of time in the weight room. So it was a really productive and positive 10-day stretch. Now we're ready to get back in the Mountain East.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, heading into MEC play, a tough schedule for you guys. You got Fairmont State this week, Frostburg State, Glenville State all on the radar. Talk about this stretch and kind of how you're handling it.
Yeah, you can just plug and play that phrase for every week, from here on out, that it's a tough schedule this week, because that's life in the Mountain East. And so we got to stay true to who we are. Fairmont is playing really, really well. They're on a hot streak right now. Was able to go watch them play last Friday. They play really well together. They defend. They've got different guys that can beat you depending on whose night it is. They can play inside a little bit. And so we got to be really, really on our game on both ends of the court, to come out with a win against them. It's not going to be easy because they're so good and they're experienced. I think the thing that stands out to them is they got seniors. They've got seniors. Zion Dobbs has been there for a long time. Seth Yonkin's been there for a long time. Those guys have won a lot of games, and they want to go out with a bang in their final year, playing for the Fighting Falcons. And so we've got to be extremely disciplined and locked in on what our keys are to victory, and then we got to go out and execute it.
And last year, this season series was a very high-scoring affair, each time going over 85 points. Talk about the offensive impact of this series and how you guys are going to go back and forth.
Yeah, that's just kind of life in the Mountain East, isn't it? 85 points would be like middle of the pack. So, no, they've got guys that can make shots. We got guys that can make shots. They got guys that can score it close. We got guys that can score it close. I think the key is going to be, who can really assert themselves and set the rules on the defensive end. So that's got to be a big key for us going in. It's Tuesday when we're filming this, practice tonight, locking in on what our keys are exactly and going into the game tomorrow.
And finally, as you guys get ready for the stretch of January, the MEC very bunched up right now. A lot of guys right there. What do you have to do to separate yourselves, and what's kind of your key these next couple weeks?
Got to value every possession. We're talking to some of our guys that don't play as many minutes. 8 minutes, 9 minute stretches. For those guys, but their minutes are important. You know what I'm saying? Those minutes can determine what happens at the end of the game. And so, just continuing to buy into our roles, getting some guys healthy and back in the lineup is going to help. But continuing to refine who we are and buy into our roles and go out and execute those roles. So it's a game of roles, and the team that's the most disciplined and bought into who they are generally is the team that makes the fewest mistakes, and the team that makes the fewest mistakes is generally the team that wins.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.